Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to a brand new adventure. This is Super Bomberman, and I fucking love this game. Super Bomberman was brought to us in 1993 by Hudson Soft Entertainment, or just Hudson Soft. And this game first saw light on I think it was on the NES. I might not be entirely correct with that, but I never played that version. No, my first interaction with the White Bomberman was with Super Bomberman in 1993. Oh, it might have been about a year later when I actually had my Super Nintendo. Now, this game is one of the best multiplayer games of all time, and the Bomberman concept as a whole is great for multiplayer in general. But I had a lot of fun, actually, with the normal game mode in this game, and it was something that they did work on and improve on with later games in the series. But this was my first, taste of the Bomberman experience. I've never played the N64 Bomberman games, and this is off the top of my head, and I probably would like to, even though apparently they're not that great. But for the time being, we're going to play us some normal Super Bomberman. There is a story to the Bomberman games. This one, Bomberman 2, has something to do with aliens. No one plays these games as a story. This is purely for the experience of playing Bomberman. And so, for anyone that doesn't know, or has never heard or seen of Bomberman, this is how it goes. Every room is made up like this. I think it's like 124, 134 blocks. I can't remember the exact number. Excuse me. You have these hard blocks that you can't walk through or explode, but you have the blocks, and they change in each room, or in every couple of rooms the environment changes and the blocks change to suit that style of the room. And the idea in the single player mode is you want to obviously kill all of the bad guys like so with your bombs. Although it's not particularly easy at the start because your explosion is quite puny. But the best thing to do is to try and trap them like so. There are pickups like the ones you can see. This is going to be quite a challenge, I will say off the top, just because I'm using an Xbox controller. And no excuses, if I die, it's my own fault. But playing with an Xbox controller for pretty much anything with either the D-pad or the analog stick is not a pleasant experience. So the idea is obviously you want to clear all of the enemies in the room, and we'll get you. And then underneath one of these soft walls is a teleportation device of sorts. Like so, there you go, that's right. In each of the rooms, under one of the soft blocks as well, is a items pickup, as well as the items that you pick up from killing enemies. So you can, in a quick amount of time, amass quite the supply of power-ups. And I can't for the life of me remember if I exploded the wall with the power-up, so I'm going to make a quick work of these. Obviously there is a timer, as you can see up the top of the screen. There we go, there's my power-up. If you see something like this, that will increase the range of the explosion, like so. And so once all of the enemies are cleared, you can go through into the teleportation device. If you explode a bomb, or a bomb goes off and the blast hits that device, it will bring back an enemy in the room that you've already killed. So, try to avoid doing that. Yeah, I knew you was coming that way. Some of the things that I love about this game, the gameplay, obviously, but also the soundtrack. I'm a sucker for a good soundtrack. You should probably know this about me by now, especially the 8-bit and 16-bit eras of video games. And this one is no exception. It's no slouch. And I've just fucking trapped myself because of the poxy D-pad. Now, you get to keep your bombs, and luckily you get to keep your blast range as well. Some items that you pick up, and you'll be seeing a lot of these items as we go through the game, are items that, if you die, you will lose them. And a lot of these items that you would like to try and keep, because some of them are just invaluable. They're very, very useful. Now the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to blow that, and then don't go up, don't go down. There we go. That's it. You be stupid. There are enemies in the game that tend to essentially chase after you, but the AI to start with is programmed to be quite thick. Roller skates, they will increase your speed, and are very, very useful, because Bomberman is quite... Bomberman. I have a tendency to not pronounce a word fully, like Bomberman, I'll say Bomberman. Bomberman. By the end of this Let's Play, I will be saying Bomberman, even if I have to speak in my normal tone and then stop the Bomberman. Or I might just record myself saying Bomberman once, and then just every time I say it wrong, I'll just put that over in the post-edit. Each of the worlds is made up of 8 levels. I can't remember if it's 7 levels and then the boss, or it's 8 levels and then the boss, but either way, there's a boss at the end of each of the worlds, and they are giant sprites that take up quite a lot of the screen, and that was not good. What was that? I don't know if that'll come up in the recording, but something just happened. And of course, the bomb would be right there. Typical enough. That was a terrible death to have happen. I had a quick practice for this. I haven't played this game in, God, 15 years. Maybe longer, but 15 years, so it would have been 10. Yeah, that sounds about right, I guess. Maybe a little bit younger. Because I had both the Mega Drive and a Super Nintendo back in the day. And it was, I think I had a childminder that I went to. And haha, before I continue my story, this is the kick. So, boom. Yeah, we're in business now. Yeah, so I would go to my childminders most days, and they had a son, 2 daughters, 3 daughters, and they had a Super Nintendo. So you know, there was a whole bunch of us because I wasn't the only child that went there to be child-minded, and they had a Super Nintendo. So classics back in the day. This Super Tennis, I believe, was the name. Mortal Kombat, the good version. Wait, no. Actually, what was the good? No, Mega Drive was the good version. Super Nintendo was a fucking awful version. Also, good thing about the kick, they will kill enemies outright like that, making your life a whole lot more convenient. So we're about halfway through, and as you can see, some of the enemies are starting to pick up now. As you can see, we've got... Oh, we know where that is. We've got bombs that will explode, but obviously will not die. So be wary of them. So I didn't get to play this game for a number of years just because I didn't have a Super Nintendo for a while. Aha! New weapon. So at the start of each of the levels, you're actually given a brief amount of invincibility, and I haven't shown you sort of the way that you can spam that particular invincibility, but I've just showed it there. If you can keep the explosion going long enough, you can wipe out a lot of the screen pretty quickly. The downside of that is that any items that you see that you don't pick up, well, those items are flammable, shall we say. So if you explode, if the bomb explodes anywhere near them, you'll destroy them and you'll not be able to pick them up. So it's a good idea. You've got to be careful about how you go about spamming the explosions at the start if you so wish to use that. But to be honest, if you've got the kick ability, that takes a lot of the hassle out. Oh yeah, those bastards like to eat bombs. They don't like to eat them when they're coming at them at full velocity. Use that to your advantage. Get you, get you. You can die, you can die, you can die. Die, 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 die. Tremendous. I think I've now already told all of my stories that I have to tell about this game. So from now on out, it's just pure unadulterated commentary. Right, new item we've picked up. This is a... not a timer bomb, it's a... you've got proximity mines, timed mines. I'm trying to remember my GoldenEye mines. Anyway, it's one that you can set off when you like, so... For my controller setup, I can press A to lay a bomb, then I can press B to blow up as soon as I want. I picked one of these up on my practice run through and killed myself almost instantaneously. So between being able to kick, we've got some it's a pretty lethal combination at the moment. But I have to now remember to actually explode these bombs because I would have been standing there for a while. And also it's pretty handy because you can do double the amount of damage if you can actually hit them. Right, this item down here. We can now walk through walls. So as you can see, you can build up quite an amass of weapons pretty quickly, but you'll notice pretty soon, like if you die, you'll notice straight away how much you kind of rest on using those items. So you have to be able to adjust back to only having the basic setup. Ooh, I nearly did it. I've got an itchy trigger finger already. Nearly killed myself. Alright, we're good. So on the screen, on the left you can see we've got 6 lives. Obviously you've got to press start. You can play through the single player campaign with another person if you so choose desire. That would involve having friends, alas. I have some friends, but they're not with me at the moment. Because they're in the cupboard. And that's an extra life. I will never complain with an extra life. If you're watching this and you don't know what an extra life does, well, you're not watching this video, let's be honest. See, these enemy bomb types make life just a little bit more convenient in clearing out some of the rooms or some of the areas for you. But they can quickly become a pain if there's a lot of them. Guessing I have got the item. Yes. There is a high score, although I've never played Bomberman for a high score, to be quite honest. Alright, so it's 7 levels and then a boss, and my god, the music in this game is just incredible. Or for the bosses anyway. But this should be rather easy because no. He says as he kills himself. So there goes my kicks and all my other little bits and pieces. Never mind. Right, so yeah, you can, if you have the invincibility, start to spam away like so. But just make sure that you don't accidentally kill yourself. As you can see, obviously, the first boss is quite easy, so